is doing well. Bullhorn Betty. I'm covering true crime. I'm covering the case of Daniela Mendiola. And as you see, I'm inside my vehicle, and it's not to stay cold or warm. Yeah, get cool today. We've been out in the rain this entire time, holding signs, but I decided to come here because it just started getting bad. We should be through the worst of it here in just a few moments, but we were out there, and like I was explaining to Daniel and Olivia, we're here rain or shine, we're not going to melt in a little bit of rain. But we loaded up our equipment, and we were just kind of standing out there with our umbrellas and keeping our signs up. But one of the big signs just fell from the wind and snapped one of the boards. So hopefully we'll get that back up as soon as the rain stops. I mean, it's pretty nasty out there. Let me see if I can show you guys. It's pretty nasty out there. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. But again, not our first rodeo. It's not really going to deter us. We'll just take cover here. Once it dies down a little bit, I really don't care if it's raining or not. I've got umbrellas and whatnot here. But it's that thunder. That's why we went ahead and got into the cars. Once that subsides, the lightning subsides, we'll be back out there. Hey. Let me say hi to everybody. Dawn, it's nice to see you. Me and you. Melanie, Groovy Gal. B, Betty fan. Hey. Tammy, Lisa B, always. Phil, B.A. Hey. I do the hat when I'm out, and I don't really like this hat. It needs to have something that puts it up. It's almost like a painter's hat where it sits flat. I don't like the flat hat, right? But the only other one that I have is just not appropriate for this particular event, But I'm wearing this to keep the sun out of my face, but I'm getting pretty dark on my arms. I got a lot of sun yesterday. It was extremely hot. This is actually refreshing. I didn't mind being in the sun or in the rain today. I look over and I'm just like, we went from barely being able to breathe yesterday to having, a cool day with overcast, and it's like swimming in a pool. We had a pool day. Just a cloudy pool day. That's all. You gotta look at the bright side of things. Even on cloudy days. We'll get through it. So I started doing some research on Catlin. I dropped that video early this morning around 10 o'clock for you guys. It had kind of a strewn of several different stories because I've been dropping. I've been limited on time, so I've been dropping quick little, 2 under 3-minute videos on TikTok. So I kind of scrummed them together, and the ones that I did live that you guys didn't see, I kind of added to it. And of course, I got a cute one of Olivia. I kind of popped it on her. What would you do? What would you do if I told you I'm posting this in 2 seconds on TikTok on her face? Oh my God, I loved it. It was great. Peace, guys. Peace. I'm like, oh my gracious. Her and I this morning, we were so tired. Yesterday, I think my problem, hopefully you guys can hear me well. I think you're coming through my car speakers. But yesterday, I don't think I got enough water in me. And I can tell it never hits me right away. It's always at night when I go to sleep. Then my muscles start cramping up. And I went through a lot of body aches last night, and I realized that it was most likely partly due to the fact that I didn't drink enough water, and it was extremely hot yesterday. So today I kind of went overboard on the water. I was chugging all morning, trying to make sure I got hydrated. The body aches are gone. But then we get out here, and I didn't need to do all that. It's like really blowing. Olivia's like, I looked at the radar. It's only going to be here for 30 minutes. So I'm like, well, okay. So I sat out there, and 30 minutes went by. I'm still holding the umbrella in the sign. 40 minutes went by. I'm still holding the umbrella inside. And then she goes and pulls Daniel to the side. outside to get an interview, so I go over there and I'm looking and I can hear kind of, the storms kind of brouhaha, and so I'm like, I sat there as much as I could, and then I just walked to the car and figured I would just brake. And then right when I got into the car and I was setting this up, I was just going to go back out there. It's like, now we got the spigot turning off here. And it was just like the bottom of the sky just opened up and just went boom. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad I got in the car when I got in the car. You guys saved me from getting completely careened out there. I was already getting a little wet, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. I mean, when we were doing summer wells, it was 33 degrees in those mountains. It was 33 degrees in those mountains, and it was rainy. It was not like this. I mean, it was kind of drizzly. It wasn't raining. It was drizzly. But it was freezing cold. It was drizzly, and we were up and down in those hollers and mountains looking for summer. So, if we can go out and search for people in the rain, certainly we can stand in the rain and hold signs to advocate for people. That's the way I look at it, right? So, hopefully this nasty stuff just gets moved on by. And we had to move our location. We're not in the square. We're kind of down through the square. We're in a plaza that has like a Chinese restaurant, Dollar General, La Fiesta, Mexican restaurant, cuts, etc. I guess it's the Dollar. There's Edward Jones in here as well. Nails. So we're right on the corner. I think it's Main and Pine. Here, you know what? We're right across from City Hall. Okay. And I didn't realize City Hall was right here, and I looked over at Mom and Olivia, and I'm like, well, heck, if I knew City Hall was here, this is where we should have been the entire time. And she goes, really? You think so? I said, are you kidding me? Those are the decision makers. Being a pimple on the butt of a decision maker, you get crap done. We should have been here the entire time. We should have been here the entire time. And, now it's Saturday, and of course, the county buildings are closed. So, like I said, had I known that this is where the City Hall is, he should have been stationed here the entire time. He should have been stationed here. And not only that, but over in the circle, it's got like this roundabout. And so when you go through this roundabout, everybody slows down. So there's no shade over there in the square. And there's no wind coming off of the cars because the cars are... driving so slow. Here, cars are moving fast, so you get the wind from the cars. It's just a better spot. I did not realize that this was here. And we have shade, so even if the sun was shining bright, it really wouldn't matter because we've got shade. Our equipment wouldn't have went down either, so thankful for that. Hey, True Crime Junkie. Hey. Karen, it's nice to see you. Erna, good morning. The Real Me Too. Hey. Your grandson likes meatballs. Who doesn't like a good meatball, okay? I mean, I can do it like different ways. You can do the Italian meatballs. Those are amazing, right? Or you can do like more of a home style a meatball, which is not as, it doesn't have the Italian style. Who doesn't like a freaking meatball? I mean, hey, heck, we all have our meatballs on our head. We all are a bunch of meatballs. Why wouldn't we like them? Just saying. I still have in place, we still have a place for our little guy. I don't know where to put him yet. I haven't decided, but I'm making sure that we have his arms open so whoever gets him knows that they're going to get a hug. But I still have to find a place to put this guy because I have a funny feeling whoever finds this is going to need to know that Jesus loves them. And so I'm kind of getting excited of where I'm going to hide this little guy. But I feel like I feel like when I see the place where this little guy is going to go, I should know it, like I don't have a plan for where he's going to go. I just feel like I know when I see the spot that he needs to be placed. and I'll know that that's the spot for him. Because I was compelled to buy this guy. I didn't want him for me. I saw it said, God loves you. And it had this big open, happy smile. And I thought, you know what, this would really brighten up somebody's day. Especially maybe somebody that's kind of, in the pits. And they stumble across something and say, what is this? And it's just a little sign from upstairs, I don't know. I just feel like it should brighten somebody's day. And I feel like that the person that's supposed to meet this little guy and be brightened up, I don't know them and they don't know me, but I feel like this belongs to somebody. And I think their name's already on this little guy. None of us just know it yet. I guess they'll find out when they get the little guy. But anyways, I was compelled to buy that, and I was compelled to, after buying it, to want to put it, actually I bought it to put it somewhere. They had little duckies, but I didn't want to steal the ducky idea because there was two beautiful souls that when we did the 1 year milestone for Summer Wells, these two beautiful ladies came from Indiana, and they put these little rubber duckies, with little sayings, and like Summer Wells, Summer Moon Utah Wells, and I think they had like 2021, missing 2021. They wrote something on the bottom of the ducky. And I thought of that, and I'm like, that's kind of their thing, and I thought that was so brilliant, and so I want them to have that thing, I don't want to take that from them. So I didn't go for the ducky, but I went for the little smiley man. I went for the little smiley man, and that's for somebody. Well, hello, Southern. It's nice to see. I know it's raining hard. Well, like I said, we were out there in this for quite a while, and I just happened to come in here. It was raining like it is right now, not like when I first went live, where it was just like, that was the worst of it. This right here was kind of about what we were standing in. And I just came over here just to get the live set up because I didn't want the equipment, and I was just going to turn this camera around and let you guys see the rain, but at least see us moving out there, even though I couldn't have the equipment out there. And right when I sat in here and started setting it all up, it just bottomed out, and so it just now got comfortable in here. Now I'm talking to you guys in here. It makes it a little hard to get out of here and go out there and stand in the rain. So we'll give it a few minutes, and then we'll go stand in the rain. And what really sucks is I don't want to end this live, but I hate the up and down. I tried to change it, and it wouldn't let me change it. I wanted to change it to landscape instead of portrait, because I just feel like you guys miss stuff when it's portrait. I like you guys having a full lay of the land. And I've got my great footage on it. As you guys can see, it is blinking. You see that red light? My body cam is always on. So this has night vision. It has everything you need. This is a Bob Loeb, and it is a police quality body cam. It has the date, timestamp, everything. It's calculated. It does everything. I don't leave home without this now. This will never come off my body. If law enforcement wants me to stop recording, they're going to have a court order, because this is not coming off of me unless I go into a building that doesn't allow me to have it, and that's my I've got to go in there, right? And if I don't go in there, then I don't go in there, right? It's my choice to take the camera off or go in. At that point, I might choose to take the camera off, but during the day, when I'm out in the field, the camera doesn't go off. And I've got it synced, so I feel very, very, very safe. It's not going to stop somebody that's going to try to, if there is ever any kind of harm to me, it's not going to stop them from hurting me, of course. But it's going to be enough to put whoever hurts me behind bars for the rest of their life, and I'm just okay with that. I really don't believe anything's going to happen to me, because I figure if God wanted me gone, He could have taken me a long time ago, because you got to remember, I was at one point not breathing, right? And I had to be resuscitated. So here I am. Who knew? Who knew the life that I live now would be so different from where I came from? I don't know. West Virginia, hello girl. It's nice to see you. Oh, it's raining. Yes. Destined for All is up in the chat. Hey, my friend. Hey, my friend. Yeah, we were out there. And that's what I was telling the audience. This didn't bother us. I just happened to come in here to set up the live, and I was just going to turn the camera around and let them just watch me out there in the rain. And then all of a sudden, when I got in here, it's like it was bad. This is kind of how it was when we were standing out there. I got umbrellas. We got 2 different umbrellas. I don't get the little umbrellas. They're not the big umbrellas. And so it didn't really bother me. I stayed dry. I'm not soaked, and I was out there in this stuff for a half an hour. It's just now that everybody's kind of went to their car. Everybody's kind of sticking in their car, so what the hey? I guess I might as well too until it dies down just a little bit more. What kind of sucks is their big sign. I just watched it fall down. I was hoping it would just fall over, and it looks like one of the boards broke on it. So I know Daniel has enough stuff to repair it, and it's not a big deal. It's repairable, but it just kind of sucks because he just put them up just a couple hours ago, and then to have one of them already broke, it just kind of sucks. So we'll see how it is. But I'm like I told Olivia, I'm glad we can. Sometimes some of the work that we do here is being there for the family first and foremost, right? But making sure that they know that they're not alone, I think really helps them. It doesn't take away what they're going through. It doesn't make things easier on them. Let me undock you guys. There we go. There, you guys can see this way because maybe it'll block some of the rain that you're hearing, but you guys are coming through my speaker anyways. But when it comes to Daniel, unfortunately, this is his baby. He's got a lot of kids. This is not his only daughter. He's got several daughters. He's got I believe I met his son. I don't remember if they had. I know she's got a brother. I think she might have 2 brothers. I can't recall though. But I know that if she I know I met at least the one brother, but I'm thinking I met the second brother or somebody very close. But either way. They're all out here. They just want justice. But Daniel, he's got it rough. This is his girl, his baby girl. It's the child that he named after him. His name's Daniel. Her name's Daniela. And so he has just like with all of his children. Oops, I just lost my babe. Just like all of his children, he has a special connection with each one of them, and he has a special connection with Daniela. And burn it. Oh, good gracious. I always get myself in a pickle. Ah, there we are. Just needed to go back. Hi, guys. You guys are really, really up in my personal space right now. Well, hello, guys. How are you doing? If you don't know who I am, I'm Bullhorn Betty, and I cover true crime, and we're covering the case of Daniela Mendiola. Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl, too. It's died down a little bit. It's still pretty wet. Hey, Melody, Southern, it's nice to see you. Lady 7 Up, hey, 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 hey. Kaz, hey, hey, hey. Emma, it's nice to see you guys. What a day. I have to be honest with you, I'm not complaining. Yesterday was extremely hot. To have a rainstorm today, to pull this place off is fine, because we're going to be out here until 6 o'clock, And it's already 3, so we've got another 3 hours that we'll be out here, lining the streets. And then we still have tomorrow. And Monday, we're going to be going to court and watching this man be sentenced. Now, I will tell you, goodness gracious, it's awful out here. I will tell you that this deal, and this is what upsets me, guys. Think about it. When you have a case, and we watch this happen over and over and over again, but you watch the families be blocked out because law enforcement blocks them out for, hey Laura, it's nice to see you. They lock them out because of the investigation, right? We can't talk about it because of the integrity of the investigation. So they're blocked out of the investigation. If it's a criminal investigation, the family is, period. They're blocked out. Every single parent, okay? Steve Gonzalez was blocked out. Jennifer Santinella was blocked out. Seth Rogers was blocked out. I can list every single stinking case of who was blocked out of what case, okay? So you already have the situation where they're blocked out. But to have the insult to injury, not even to block them out of the investigation and then to block them out of justice for their child is so disrespectful. It's just extremely, this whole system that they've got here in Graham, North Carolina, it sucks. It's shit. I don't know how else to put it. You block them out of the investigation. You make them clean up their own child's teeth, nails, and hair off the side of the road like pigs. Like pure pigs. I don't know how I can express it than that. And I'm not using that as because it's associated with law enforcement and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with it. It is just being a pig. Okay? It's disgusting. You think of it. I want people to put this in perspective. When he was out there and he saw these things, he was telling the officer that this tooth is here, this is hair, this is hair. The officer is saying, we have all the evidence we need. That is a human being out there that was scattered on that road. Not evidence. Not evidence. And you would think any respectable human being would understand the importance of making sure every bit of that child or person goes with that person to be buried and rest at peace. And for them to look at that girl, a 17-year-old teenager, as evidence just shows you how disconnected this law enforcement body, or at least that law enforcement agent, was. And to hand an evidence bag to a father and say, if you want to clean it up, you can. Okay. And then every time I come here, every blessed time, those officers from Graham County, as well as the Alamance sheriff, are circling like sharks in that circle. And they intentionally do shit. Like when people are just there minding their business, not blocking traffic, not doing anything wrong, they have a sign up by a car in a parking space. They go over there and make them move from the parking space, which I understand, it's a roadway. I'm not going to complain about that. But then to tell them to put them on the sidewalk. And this sidewalk, now guys, this is not a normal sidewalk. This sidewalk is literally the size of maybe at least a car width wide, the sidewalk, okay? So you're talking about a very wide piece of concrete. And these people are there. Now, mind you, they've never blocked anybody. If they see people walking toward their way, they open up. They don't even make the people get up to them before they open up. They open up, they see them walking, everybody, make sure that there's a path through there. And this officer, now this is at the end where we're all kind of getting, packing up and stuff like that. And they had the last sign up and they were just sitting there chit-chatting, and gets them away from the vehicle, puts them on the sidewalk, and then pushes them against basically this wall to stand next to hold the sign, get them off the sidewalk. And I looked around and there's literally nobody on the sidewalk for at least 500 feet in all areas around us. It's just us and the police officers. And I finally just, I kind of had enough of this. It was you guys saw it. It was a very quick thing, and it's like, who's being blocked on the sidewalk? Like, I'm literally looking at the sidewalk, and there's literally nobody there. They went there and did that just to push their weight because they could. I have a problem with that. This man deserves to have his voice heard. He lost his freaking daughter. He had to clean up her body parts off the side of the freaking road. I think Graham County and Alamance County Sheriff, or Graham's Police and Alamance County Sheriff, I think you guys can stand down for the next few days to let this man protest. Because I'm telling you, if I see one more freaking officer here, I'm going to be shooting off and popping off at the mouth, and it's my God-given right to do so. I'll do it respectfully. I won't swear, but by the time I'm done, your officer will feel this big. Leave that man alone and allow him to do whatever the hell he wants to do within his rights on public property. He hasn't been disrespectful to nobody. And everybody in this county has been disrespectful to him, all the leadership. And I'm going to tell you that it's not cool. That's not cool at all. And anybody that has a problem with that, oh well. Oh stinking well. This is America, and we all have differences of opinions and everything like that. But what you don't get to do is wear a badge and harass an innocent family. That's what you don't get to do, especially when I'm here. I record everything, I report everything, and trust me, I go right. I don't play with law enforcement. I just don't. We're gonna go over you, under you, or you know, over you, around you, or under you. I'm gonna go above your head. I'm gonna make sure that it's done. I'm just gonna do it. And so far today, law enforcement hasn't been by here. We're across the street from City Hall. We've watched officers go in. I was absolutely for sure. There was one that parked up here, and I'm just rolling my eyes. I'm like, I just know this person's going to come down here and start talking to him. And I swear to you, I was already getting frustrated, but they didn't. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's a little more chill here, you know, maybe out of the square. I'm hoping that's what it'll be. Now that they're out of the square, you know, where all the shops and businesses and stuff are, and now we're kind of down a little further. I'm hoping they'll just leave this man alone. But there hasn't been one time that I've been here. Now trust me, I've done protests everywhere. I did not see anything wrong or anything in violation. So you know these officers are just doing what they can do. They have discretion. They can choose just to leave the man alone. They're choosing not to. Okay, and I want to make sure that that's clear. They're choosing not to. Hallelujah. The rain appears to be stopped. We're officially stopped. I talked the rain away. This is a peaceful protest, and he deserves to have his... Exactly. Nobody has done anything wrong, trust me. And I just wish law enforcement would quit going and counseling him. I want law enforcement just to leave the man alone. He is a grieving father. And I swear to God, I've had about enough of the warm hospitality that people get in Graham County, North Carolina. So much so I'm on here complaining about it because I know eventually somebody's going to call law enforcement. They're going to come here and listen to Bullhorn Betty, and Bullhorn Betty's going to tell him, leave this man alone. Leave this man alone. Out of all the things that I see covering true crime, seeing a father fight for his daughter is a beautiful thing. Right? Because most of the cases we're covering, the fathers are killing their daughters, right? And we got a father out here fighting for his daughter, a good dad, doing what he's supposed to be doing in a situation like this. Absolutely what he's supposed to be doing in a situation like this. And I guarantee every single man wearing that badge that has been out here bothering him probably would be doing the same damn thing. Except they wouldn't be bothered. So let this man be. And so far, from the first time to this time, there's been a different climate with the law enforcement. So it seems much more chill. And of course, I come in here hard because, you know, I don't know what to expect. So I'm preparing for anything. You know, I'm preparing for problems with law enforcement. I pray to God we don't have it because we support law enforcement. We know that their jobs are tough to do. But we also don't like the haves and have-nots. And that's where we also put our hand on the scales. When we start seeing somebody being treated a little differently than everybody else, we go and try to level that playing field as much as possible. Because it's not right. And I think everybody, we are the United States of America. We all should be treated equally. We should all be respected and provided dignity at the very minimum. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to agree with each other. But at the very minimum, the fabric of humanity, compassion, and just doing the right thing. And what I hear when I hear this man talk is not the right thing. And what really irritates me here is their mainstream media. There is a reason why social media is where people are getting their news this day and age. Nobody from their local news has been out here recording any of this. Shame on local news here. Shame, shame, shame. And this is exactly why we are thriving on social media, is because people are sick and tired of mainstream media covering their politicians and law enforcement's acts. And you know what? When you don't see local news to one of the biggest stories that they have in their community out here, that tells me a lot. I am a behaviors person. I follow people's behaviors. That's what guides me in situations like this. What are we dealing with here? Well, we're dealing with a very quiet media. We're dealing with somebody that we have definitely seen has connections here. And we definitely have court records that show that things aren't really level for people of brown skin in this community. Now, has it improved? Maybe. I'm not from here. All I can make a judgment on is everything I'm seeing and reading. And then when I come here and hear a father's picking up teeth off the side, I'm sorry. That unnerves me. And it enrages me. And it makes me show up and do what we're doing. It's sad. Nobody should be treated like that. Nobody. Well, I don't know if today is going to be kind of a flop or not. We got some. Hell, it's been raining for well over an hour. Because I was out there for 40 minutes before I even got into this car, and we've been rolling for about 31 minutes in the car with all this rain. So, I don't know. I know one thing, I'm tired. I had heat yesterday and all the body cramps. Oh, good gracious. It was hard to sleep last night. I got to sleep. I think I went to sleep like around 9:30, but I woke up at like 11:30 or 12:30, and that was about the time my body started cramping up, and it was literally from my shoulders down to my hips. It was I just felt like my muscles went like this. There was nothing I could do. I just couldn't do anything. Big Mac Mike is up in the house. Hey, love bug. I hope you're doing well. Oma, Twitch, it's nice to see you. Thank you, Kaz. Hey, Faye, it's nice to see you, love bug. We're kind of hunkering down for a little bit. We were out here and it was nice. We had nice shade. I'm thinking it's great. And I started looking up, and I went over to Mom, and I said, it looks like it's about to start raining. And I have this sense, and I can smell rain. I don't know. I think rain has a scent. I can smell rain, okay? And so I could smell the rain approaching. And we were out there, and everybody kind of ran to the car, and I'm like, it's just rain. So I grabbed my umbrella and went back out there and started, and then everybody else kind of went back out there, and we were out there for about 40 minutes. And now, literally everybody's in vehicles. It's raining. It is a good, he's a good father. He's a good man. And he's struggling. I mean, think about it. I mean, I'm sure we go through this a lot. We see the struggle. We know the struggle is real. We see it with almost every family of the victims that we cover, Jen Santinello, Seth, we're watching his struggles, and so it's a struggle here, it's just the depression. But I didn't realize that they do have groups that help families, help them cope with what they're feeling in their emotions, and all the stuff that goes along with that. There's not a whole lot that you can do. You can't bring people back that are gone, but there's programs out there that help survivors of crimes and just loss, help you cope with it, and give you tools, and teach you how to. It's almost like Alcoholics Anonymous, but for grief. And I don't know what the name of it is, but Daniel was telling me about it. And so I think that if anybody's struggling with loss and grief, There's programs out there, and they're free of charge. I didn't know that. I had no idea. So can definitely smell in the air. Yeah, okay, so I'm not like nuts. Like I can, if I think it's gonna rain, I go outside and I smell, you know, because I don't know. It smells like a garden to me. When I smell rain approaching, it smells like a garden. Like what I smell when I go out to a garden, I smell like wet earth. It smells like that. I love fresh smell of rain. Okay, good. So I'm not the only one. Fresh dirt. Yeah, pretty much. Thank God for these groups. Praying for everyone's suffering. We'll reach out to them. Yeah. We have service called Cruise in Scotland for grief counseling. Oh, okay. Forms and such. You know, only UVA. I think VA has like a real twisted sense of humor. Raise your hand if you believe VA has a twisted sense of humor. I don't think we've seen half of VA's twisted sense of humor just yet. I just don't. I feel like there's more coming. I feel like there's more coming. Did you bring your? No, it's out. It's at the. I know. That's what I was thinking when I was laying in bed about to cry because I couldn't sleep and I was in so much pain last night. No, it's. I didn't even think, because you know me. I bring half the damn house with me, so it's one. It's one of the cuts that I couldn't carry with me. I already brought like half of my gas is eaten up in my car just for the weight of the vehicle. My car just goes zoop. Justice says VA is funny. I know. Well, you know, we had the when we were first starting out with Sebastian Rogers. He had us cracking up on all the foots. I don't know how many foots he came up with, but I think the funniest one was fungal foot. We still default back to fungal foot. You gotta dig your toes with, oh, good gracious. Always bring half the house too. I never used to, but 20% of what well, because you know what happens if you don't bring it, you know, because you got, like, I've got 1, 2, 3 different size bags. I've got cords and stuff in just about every bag. So I have the choice of spending 2 hours going through all of my bags and condensing it down to one bag, or I can just throw all 3 bags into the freaking car, and when I need the crap, I'll just dig through the bags until I find the crap I need. And then I got everything, right? Because if you don't do it that way, then what happens is you get to where you go and you're forgetting a cord, you're forgetting a power plug, you're forgetting this, you're forgetting that. Next thing you know, you are being literally nickeled and dimed to death. Do you know how expensive power cords are? Like, I can, for $9.99, I can literally get a 6-pack of cords from Amazon, okay? Here, you're just to get one cord, you have to pay $12.99 for a cord. Then, oh, good gracious, if it doesn't have a freaking charging block, now you got to go find a charging block, pay another $4.99 for that. I don't do it. I just bring the whole house with me when I'm on the road, and then I don't have to be nickeled and dimed to death. I just have to pay extra gas. Egg are more of a jockey. Yeah, just like that. A pain in the butt. Women don't understand jockage. I don't know. I guess the closest to a pain in the butt as I can think is hemorrhoids. Chris Proudfoot's a hemorrhoid. Oh, good gracious. Oh, good gracious. I can't take this down because this is going to be the live we do the protest on. I think it's dry now. So, guys, just stick with me for a little bit. I'm going to get out of the car and go see what's what. We had a world champion team twice. Oh, Lisa B always. Yeah. No, that's Katie. Gina Rot. That's Katie. Gina Rot. Katie. We need to stop. We are being so bad. And this is a public forum, mind you. We need to be on our best behavior. They're watching. All right, guys, sorry about that. All right, well, I guess I'm going to flip the phone around and you guys are going to stare at the City Hall building for a little bit until I figure out what's going on. But we're going to have to either, you know, if we're not going to get out there, I'm ready to go back to the room. I'm ready to start unwinding a little bit. I've had a rough couple days, so let me get working on that real quick and seeing what's going on. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and flip you guys around so you're not just looking at my seat. You can actually see me walking. There it is. And then there's the City Hall building right there. Right there. Like I said, if I would have known that this is where City Hall was, this would have been I didn't know. I didn't know. Oh, so you guys couldn't hear me. I had been talking the entire time and I'm like, man, this is going out, and I kept talking and I never heard anybody answering me. So I finally closed out YouTube and brought it back up. I've been sitting here talking to you guys this whole time. I cannot believe you guys couldn't see me. I wonder what that was all about. Oh, I know what that's all about. Let me unplug you guys, okay? Let me unplug you from the car. The car shut down. That's what it was, and you guys went off. Hold on. Can you guys hear me and see me now? Because I just unplugged you from the car, the Wi-Fi in the car, or the Bluetooth in the car. Betty unplugged. Yes, I'm unplugged. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. You guys can hear me. That must have been what happened because the car shut down. Justin told me. I didn't know. I've been sitting here talking to you guys for a flippin' blessed half hour. Just yapping. I'm seeing VA. I'm laughing at him. God bless you for sticking around to a blank screen for the last half hour. We got some real Betty troopers in here. We got some Betty troopers in here. I just been sitting here yapping. I'm like, man, they're just not really responding to me. I look up, I'm like 16. I'm like, well, maybe I'm just not that interesting anymore. I didn't know. Okay, well, I guess somebody else went live. Okay, well, let me just go ahead. I'm like, hey, you know what? I kept talking. I'm like, guys. I'm like, I don't think they can hear me. And so I finally just cleared everything off my phone, and I'm like, and then you guys are like, oh, you're here. I'm like, I've been here. I've been sitting right here chatting with you. I'm thinking you guys. Well, I won't tell you guys what I said about VA. I spilt the tea. You guys missed it. Well, we're not going to redo that. I already threw all the stuff out there. I'm so sorry you guys missed it. You guys should have opened your ears a little bit bigger, and you might have heard what the secrets. You might have heard all those secrets. Jeez, you guys surely lost out. The luck of the Bullhorn Betty Club. There's Daniel. Let me go chat with him. Yeah, it looks like we're going to go ahead and I'm glad I kept this live going. I'm sorry, guys. I thought you guys were hearing me. I just figured I wasn't that interesting. It was hurting my feelings. I wasn't going to say nothing about it. You know, I'd just be like, you know, okay, I see how you guys want to do. Your girl out here in the rain. Jeez Louise. Pickatoo. What does it say? Daniel, call me Pickatoo. And I dropped another thing on that. Catlin's heating up. You guys know I'm going to Pennsylvania on Monday. I'll be heading out Monday after court and heading up to Pennsylvania, and then I'll be heading back to Florida. I'm only going to stay there a couple days. We're going to get into those woods. I've got to find where that truck was. Wherever, if you guys know somebody out in PA, if somebody in PA knows where all this stuff is, reach out to me on bullhornbetty at gmail.com, because I'm going to need some like a guide. If you guys got time to guide me around the area, I'd love it. I just need to get a lay of the land out there and start getting in those woods. I've got an idea of where I think she is, and I need to make sure that where I think his truck came out from is the right place. So if you guys can get a hold of me, bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Again, I don't know how many hours it's going to be from here to PA. But I'm heading to PA after this. If it takes me 8 hours, it takes me 10 hours, it takes me 20 hours, I'm heading to PA. So I'll be there. If I can stay there for 2 days, I'll stay there for 2 days. If I can stay there for 3 days, I'll stay there for 3 days. But that's really the nuts and bolts of what we're doing and where we're going. And then I've got to get home because I'm away from Delilah. I got to get my baby. I miss my dog. I miss golly, I miss her stinking face. I was freaking kissing a damn computer screen last night. I miss my little girl. Had her up on the big screen. I'm just kissing the screen. Oh, she's so cute. So I went and stole Remy, demon dog, and made him snuggle next to me. Told him I missed my little pooch, so he let me scratch his back. He let me scratch his back. All right, guys, so we're going to get out here. Daniel said he's just going to roll the signs up that broke, and we've got our hands signed. So we're going to get back out here. I'm going to go ahead and get my equipment set up. I'm going to turn the camera back around, and we'll just be out here. If you guys want to hang out. It's just going to be a lot. There's not a whole lot of people out here on this corner right now. We just went through a massive rain, and we're at the end of the day today. We've literally got 2 hours and 15 minutes before we're packing up. So I anticipate it being kind of like this way the rest of the day. But we will be. Boom! I don't like that thunder and lightning. I'm a Florida girl. I don't mind the rain. I just don't like that thunder and lightning. But we'll be out here for a couple more hours, and then we'll be back out here tomorrow. We'll be out here tomorrow from 12:30 until 6. And then I don't know if we're coming back out here Monday morning before we go over to the courthouse or not. But it's going to be a sad day because this just doesn't feel like justice for her family. It really doesn't. Did he plead guilty? Yeah. Is it a far cry from where it was? Yes. And it's a direct result of Daniel and his tenacity in seeking justice for his daughter. But to hear 5 years, it's not justice to him. It's not justice to him when he knows the details, when he knows that man left the scene of an accident, when he knows that man left his daughter in the ditch. Melanie is from PA. Ooh, that's good. Melanie, get a hold of me. Yeah, because I just need to find some things out for PA. If anybody knows anybody, again, just reach out to me at Bullhorn Betty. When I get back tonight around 6, to say Pennsylvania in the subject line. Put Pennsylvania in the subject line so I can easily identify those. And also, guys, do me a favor, because I'm already getting so many emails because we had so many cases going on. We have Lily and Jack, the Decker case. Wow, talk about the changes in the Decker case. I'm glad I spoke my truth. I'm glad I spoke my truth, because I'm telling you, I think we're going to find out Betty was right. I bet you anything, if they go back to Rock Island, I bet you they're going to find him within 2 to 5 miles of those girls, where they found those girls. Oh, you got right. Thank you. Oh, he said, hold on, guys. Let me just mute you guys for a second. All right, guys, so this is the absolute best, okay? If you guys know anything about me, I'm just a creature of habit, okay? If I like something, why change it, right? Like I go to Cody's. No matter how many things I've eaten at Cody's, my favorite at Cody's is their prime rib. So why am I going to order anything else on the menu other than the prime rib? If the prime rib, I love it. Why would I try anything else? I don't get prime rib very often. So when I go to Cody's, I get prime rib every single time. So when I go to the coffee house, when I get the same thing every single time. Except this is iced. And I usually get it hot, but it doesn't matter. Iced, it doesn't matter. Coffee's coffee to me. But on hot days, iced coffee does hit the spot. Salted caramel white mocha latte. Salted caramel white mocha latte. That right there is the perfect, most refreshing combination. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get my equipment set up. I'm going to flip you guys around so you guys can watch me get my equipment set up. But we're going to go back out here. Oops, let me make you guys a little bit smaller so we can see. Is that the right size? There we go. So you guys can see. And then once I get my equipment set, once I get my equipment set up, I'll bring you guys out there so you guys can hang out with us and hear all the traffic with us. It's noisy out there. They won't let us be noisy in the town square, but they'll let people without mufflers drive around in circles over and over again. Just saying. How stupid. Well, I don't know what I did with my, oh boy. I don't know what I did with my tripod. I know I didn't leave it out there. Huh. All right, guys, I almost got everything set up. I gotta change out my plug, and then we'll be off to the races. All right, where is my cord? Crap. There it is. about to be seated. There we go. Alright. So it is officially stopped raining. We've got everybody working to try to get the signs put back up. Right here along this area here. So we are right there at Main Street and Pine. And we're just looking to seek justice for Daniela Mendiola. Again, a teenager. She could have been any of our kids, right? She could have been, I mean, think about it. We all have, oops, did I hit that button? Uh-oh. Betty loves hitting buttons, but I can't seem to get this thing straight. There we go. I had the other phone in here. It's a little bit wider, so it makes it a little more difficult getting this. So I'll be here until they get everything situated. There, I think I want to stand that way. We'll have to get over. I don't want to prompt something, but I'll have to be there now. There you go. We are here in support of Daniela's family. All right, guys, it looks like we got the at least one of the signs set back up. Wood was broke, and it just, I mean, it literally, just to put it in perspective, obliterated the sign. The wind was pretty powerful out here today. So let's stay tied. I need to tie this up. I got too long of a string and it's all soaked up here, so I don't want this. So if you guys have never been out for a protest, usually what we do is we typically always have a prayer before we start. We haven't had an opportunity because we've been trying to get it set up and what have you. So just don't forget, hold on, sorry, let's just you're so slowly. Push this up just a little bit more. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to adjust the phone so I can keep you guys charged while we're live. So not a whole lot going on right now. Again, if you guys are coming here to support the channel, thank you for being here. We're out here advocating for Daniela Mendiola. She was a 17-year-old girl who was mowed over, waiting for a ride. And the person that did that was known to use substances and has been known to drive in excess of 100 miles an hour while recording himself, sometimes turning off the lights to his own car while he's on these back roads. And it was only a matter of time before something detrimental was going to happen. And Daniela just happened to be waiting for a ride to go home, and she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He left the scene of the accident, and the family, he did end up coming back to the accident in a different car, and they went from him being under the influence to them driving him home and letting him sleep in his bed after realizing who he was and who his parents were, because he showed up back at the scene with his parents. And that's kind of where this avocation started, is because they were getting a raw deal. There was somebody that had connections politically to this county that wasn't even going to be charged for mowing over a teenager. And that is just appalling to me. Everybody should be held accountable for the crimes they commit. If I go out and commit crimes, I am required to be held accountable. If they can arrest me, they can do whatever. I used to do things that got myself in trouble. It is what it is. But you don't see me sitting here and complaining about it. But what I do complain about is when other people aren't held to the same standard that I'm held to, or that you were held to. And that's when we start having some problems. You know, since advocating for this, I don't have legal problems. I follow the law. However, I've gone into counties where the law enforcement has not followed the law. Their prosecutors have not followed the law. Their DA has not followed the law. And I don't know what I'm dealing with here, because, again, I'm here with this family. The story that has been presented is not one that is the best of policing, in my opinion. This situation should have been, it was completely avoidable by holding Joshua Brown accountable a long time ago, which they failed to do. And now somebody has lost their life. But what they could do now is they could make sure he is held accountable for every single thing he did. I don't believe in stacking charges, right? I'm kind of, it's not my cup of tea. I don't think that somebody that says, has a joyride and steals a Snicker and, jaywalks, I don't think that they should be able to stack those charges against somebody and give them 114 years for stacking. I think that that's unconstitutional, personally speaking. But in a situation like this, where there are multiple crimes that were committed, I don't consider this stacking. This is, he did kick a phone off the road. That's tampering with evidence. He did hit her, and he most likely, he left the scene. That should be considered a DUI. There's a lot of things that they could be doing here, and they definitely could be charging this man with more than they are, and keeping him behind bars a little longer. And that's where Daniel has a problem with this. He believes it was a homicide. He believes that guy left the scene to dispose of evidence or cover up his crimes. This is not just an accident. This is so much more than just a vehicle accident. This is somebody that has committed these types of speeding crimes for many years. He's been known and happy to talk about smoking pot and all this other stuff. This is all readily available online. I previewed it myself before I came down here the first trip, or came up here the first trip. And it was a little enlightening, but a little problematic for me, because law enforcement should be seeing that, and that should go into their sentencing recommendations. But it's like they just want to turn the other cheek. They don't want to really look at Joshua Brown. They're doing this plea deal so they don't have to look at Joshua Brown, so they don't get the 20 and 30 years for him. Because if he takes this to trial and they get his auto data, they get where he was, what he was doing prior to that, it's going to prove that that man was under the influence of something. He was at an excess rate of speed, and he left the scene of an accident to cover up a crime. It's just when he got home and realized that the damage was too extensive, that there's no way anybody would believe it was just a deer he hit, he was forced to go back to that scene. If he wasn't forced to go back to the scene, do you think he would have went back? The answer is a big fat no. He wouldn't have went back. He would have went in his house, laid his happy ass in his bed, and acted like nothing happened. Because that's truly what he wanted to do. Otherwise, he would never have left the scene of the accident. Daniel wasn't even offered the right to have his say in the plea deal. He was not. He was not. This is the most disrespectful, disgraceful county
that I can muster to say. I got nothing good to say about this county based on everything I've witnessed and seen for myself. Are there good people here? Of course there are. There's amazing people here. I don't want their leadership negatively affecting the good, great people of this community, and I want to make sure that that's stated very loud and clear. But there is, just like in any other place we go to, this is not unique or new to Graham, the city of Graham, right? But we do have a level of corruption. And there's a level of corruption in every single place I go to. So I can say that definitively, that no matter where I go, there's going to be a level of corruption. This corruption is a little more deep-seated. This is the haves and have-nots. Who do you know? You know, let's make a deal. And I don't know. I always try to put myself in the place of the family, you know, whoever it is. In this case, it's Daniel. Do I think what he's going through and what he's had to deal with here, do I think that was proper? Do I think that policing and proper procedures and protocols support the behavior I've personally witnessed and heard from him? No, it doesn't. And at the end of the day, the decision makers need to make sure that their police departments and their sheriff's departments are properly trained. If they're going to be out on the scene of fatalities, they need to know how to handle families. They need to know how to clean up a scene. If they can't show the family, any family, the dignity and respect of cleaning up the human being that they've got to put to rest, take that damn badge off, go find another job. Because you don't leave teeth, skin, nails, and other items, biological evidence for the family to have to pick up. That's one thing you just don't do. And it's a damn shame that Bullhorn Betty has to tell you that you can't figure it out for your blessed self. I just want to let you know, everybody in the audience, you guys are officially fired, okay? You're fired. Pack up your bags and get out of here. You guys didn't let me know that I left my coffee in the car. That is a major foul. I don't know if I can forgive you guys. We're in the wilderness. I had a bug crawling on me, on my neck. I'm alive. It was creepy crawly. I don't know what kind of bug it was, but it was a bug. It happens. Thank goodness I didn't have a full. You guys saw it there before I did, and you guys were just seeing how long it was going to take me to realize I had a creepy crawly. It wasn't that. At least it wasn't as exciting as stepping on that snake. That was, if you weren't here for the snake, it was my North Carolina trip. You should go find North Carolina. Search North Carolina. You'll see me step on a snake and lose my ever-loving stuff. And I tell you what, I did almost literally pee my pants. Just saying. It was like this close. For those that are coming in, we are out here advocating for Daniela Mendiola, 17-year-old girl. What was it, August 24th? 25th? August 25th, she was waiting outside of her boyfriend's house when a grown man, almost 40 years old, likes speed and It looked like he took a curve too fast and ran off the road. That's what it looked like to me. And it took him quite a distance to correct himself back up on the road. Olivia, do you by chance have those photos on your phone? The ones of the tire tracks? You probably have them on your I figured we don't have them here, but I'll get them and I'll post a video, because what had happened, the only reason why you guys don't have video content right now for me is because I took everything on my new camera. Well, last night when I downloaded it onto the computer, I didn't realize the computer was not hooked up to internet. So instead of it processing to iCloud all through the night, where they would be in iCloud this morning, they weren't. So when I finally booted up the computer and got it hooked to internet, it was going to take like 6 hours to upload all of the stuff to iCloud. I might have it now that we've been out here for this long. I might have it to iCloud where I can produce a video, but all the stuff on my camera, I gotta tell you, that Lumix camera, it's got some good shots. It is a beautiful, beautiful camera. I can't wait to get some of the images off of it and create something about this whole event, because Daniela should be memorialized, and I think the thumbnail says it best. And Daniel held a sign up yesterday that said, we're never going to bring Daniela back, but we can get her justice. We can get justice. And I think that's really what it is. It's letting this county know that this is not okay. You don't make a plea deal without involving the family, letting them know it happens. I'm sorry. This is their child. How dare you? Just, how dare you? How dare you? Enraged. I just, the lack of compassion and consideration for another human being in this county is disgusting. And you know who needs to do this? The good men and women of this county need to say that this is not okay. It is not for me, a Floridian, to come up in North Carolina to school people. I should be advocating for this person right along with this community. And if you don't want it happening to you and your family, you should stand up and speak up when it happens to somebody else's. That's where we excel in America. When we look at a problem, when we put ourselves in those shoes, and we say, would this be acceptable to us? And if it is not, it is our responsibility to vocalize that. And I am vocalizing that here in the city of Grant, because this is not okay. And I want to know, how many city council members would like to go out and pick up the teeth of their loved ones? How about the chief of police? Would that be okay for him? Is he fine going and picking up his daughter's teeth off the side of the road? Maybe that's the problem here. Maybe the problem here is it's okay for their families. That's why they don't realize it's not okay for other people's families. Maybe that they don't have no problem doing that to people they love. Maybe it's just a culture thing. I don't know. But I would like to ask the politicians how many of them would like to have an officer hand them an evidence bag and tell them that they've got enough evidence they can go pick up their loved one's teeth and skin and hair and other biological materials off the side of the road. I want to know how many city council members in the city of Graham that's okay. How many of them would be willing to do that for their family? I guarantee if they were out there picking up teeth off the side of the road, I guarantee that would never happen again, right? They would put ordinances, laws, or whatever they do to make sure that that never happens if it was one of their family members. It's not. It's their family member. It's theirs. How is that okay? I can tell you it's not okay for me. I can tell you if I was treated like that, I would be in jail. I would have temporary insanity to back it up to. I'd be home by dinner. But an officer ever hand me a bag and tell me to go clean up my mama or my grandchildren's teeth, I'm knocking them the fuck out. I'm not a violent person. But I have a funny feeling my psychotic part in the, you know, everybody's got one. You guys know it. When that flip, I'd probably knock him out. Handing me an evidence bag. I'd put my hands on something. I know myself enough. I'm self-aware enough that I know I put my hands on somebody. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is what it is. I'll own it. I'll own it. That's the most disgusting, despicable thing I have ever heard of in my life. Raise your hand if you'd probably say, I mean, it's hyperbole, but still. Raise your hand if you agree. I'm sorry. That's heartless. That's heartless. I don't know how any respectable law enforcement officer could do that to any family member. You know? But I have a funny feeling if somebody did that to me, I mean, I'm not in this situation. I really don't know how I would handle it in all reality. But I feel like, with knowing who I am, I feel like I would have put my hands on somebody. I really do. I hope I'm never put in that position. Because I really don't want to find out what I would do. I'm not strong like the parents we cover. I'll tell you that. You guys think I'm strength and I'm strong, but I'm telling you, when it comes to my family, when it comes to pain like that, nope. That's the one thing that'll get me in trouble. Is my family. Anything else, I can live with. I can live with. Just it's the family thing. That's the beast that comes out of me. Yeah. But, I mean, it is hyperbole, but in reality, I really don't know what I would do. But I'd have to think that I'd see red. You know? I honestly do. I think I'd see red. I'm gonna be on the 5 o'clock news. Violent Betty threatens cops in North Carolina. I'm just saying. And actually not threatening cops, it hasn't happened. And thank God, if anything happened to my family, it must be most likely in Manatee County. And I can tell you, Rick Wells would never, somebody would have been fired. If this was in my county and somebody did that to a family, there'd be people fired. That is unacceptable. And I guarantee the officer that did that is probably still employed. You know? If that's not cool to this community, like I just told that man in the truck, vote it out. You guys have, I'm from Florida. I have nothing to do with your voting or your politics or who you guys put in power over you. I can just tell you when I see things that aren't right, and all I can advise is vote it out. Vote it out. And that includes the sheriff and the police chief. Well, the police chief, you're gonna have to fire the mayor, because the mayor is the one that appoints the police chief. But you guys can change your sheriff. You guys can change your sheriff. I don't know who's walking up when we're in the square. If it's I'm not paying attention if it's the city of Graham, that is the police, or if it's the sheriff's department. So I'll have to look into that. I'll have to go back in my footage and find out, because I don't want to throw like over in Chatham County, you know, the police chief and the police chief and the sheriff did not get along. So, you know, the police chief wanted to throw us all in jail, and the sheriff basically told him, don't bring this garbage to my front door. So, you know, it could be like that. You guys might have a good sheriff and a crappy chief. I don't know the situation, but it's definitely got my attention, and it's worth the look up under the hood, you know, to see what's really going on there. And I'm pretty sure that I can get the public records, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in the books. I want to know where the money's going. Follow the money, baby. We back. We're gonna be wrapping up soon. Got a whole lot's going on. I'm glad it finally stopped raining. It really rained for almost two hours. It rained almost 2 hours here today. That's a lot, because we were out here like almost 40 minutes before I even went live. We've been live now for 110 minutes, which is hour and a half, almost 2 hours. So I guess in another 20 minutes it'll be two hours. So that's 3 hours. It rained for almost 3 hours. Holy crap! I'm 5'2". I'm 5'1". I'm 5'1". I used to be 5'2". No, I'm 5'3". I used to be 5'1", and I lost a quarter of an inch when I had my neck surgery. So, Denise says I'm a giant. I'm telling you, the whole coffee club is a whole bunch of short people. Okay, if you want to know the truth, it's the little people's club. I'm sure we have some tall ones, right? Because we have Mr. E. He's a tall one, right? But when we went to Sebastian Rogers, there's our tall ones. We got a 5'4", 5'6", a 5'9". Sonia was an embarrassment. She brings in a church this big old 5-gallon cuss jar and hands it to me, like basically in front of the preacher. Is that for me? What? I am so shocked. I don't cuss. And in a court. What did I say? I'm like, holy shit! Didn't I say that? I'm like in church. It fell out of my mouth. So I don't know what word I said, but I'm telling you, it was a cuss word. I'm in the middle of church. I see this thing, and I belted out this cuss word. I'm like looking around, saying, "Oh my gosh, I gotta pray." I'm looking for the lightning strike in the middle of church. I'm like, "Oh good gracious, where are we going?" Yeah. Oh, it's not a cuss can. This is a 5-gallon bucket. Like we could put a like, I would say we could hide a body in it, but I don't think that's appropriate for the channel that we're on. But it's a big bucket. Big bucket. It's got some room to fill. I think Sonia was secretly saying, "I'm giving you more room to cuss." That's what it is. She wanted to make sure I had enough room for all the money to go into. She thought my glass jar was just a little too small. It wasn't possibly enough. It wasn't possibly enough. Oh, good gracious. Now the next one she's gonna give me a little one like this for my cuss jar. She's gonna see the error in her ways. Next one's gonna be really small. It's gonna be the world's smallest cuss jar instead of the world. She says game over. Oh good gracious. I can cuss. I don't know where it comes from. My parents didn't cuss that much when we were young. I mean, when they got into, the stuff that went on, yeah, I guess it did. But there's nobody in my family that quite swears like me. I don't know. I really don't know where it comes from. You wish. The rain's back. I can hear the rain falling on. I'm not feeling it, but I can feel it falling. Is it? No, maybe not. Maybe it's just some little stuff. Or maybe, it might be the drips from the hitting the top. I kept hearing. Did you guys hear it? It was like you could hear the rain hitting the umbrella. But I'm like, it's not raining out here. I thought it was about to come, and then it, come back around. And then I realized I'm under a tree, and so all the drops from the leaves are hitting my umbrella. So we're not raining again. If you guys hear it, it's not rain. It's just dripping off the tree. My youngest drops the F-bomb like it's nothing. Yeah, but I don't know where it is. Like even both my parents are like, it's so disgusting to cuss. So what? I'm a big girl, I don't cuss. I always just wanted to do I don't know. Maybe that's why my mom doesn't worry about me too much. I don't know. I've always been so damn. I've just been too stubborn and strong-headed, and I've been, I'm stubborn as a mule sometimes. I want to do things my way. I don't want to be told what to do. I sound like a teenager. Hallelujah. I told you I wasn't that old. Yeah, did you guys hear that? I don't know. I poked my head around to see it. It sounded like somebody, there was no crash, so whoever stopped their car probably came this. It made somebody's butt just puckered. It wasn't mine, thank God, but somebody's was. But no wreck happened, but it looked like somebody wasn't paying attention, probably looked up and slammed on their brakes and said, oops, I almost hit them. It was one of those types of situations. No, I don't think I had it either. We're not even waving. Like, I don't even have a sign anymore. When I was out here in the rain, I had my umbrella. I had my sign, my umbrella, and I was standing like this. I couldn't wave, but before it, I'd hold the sign in one hand and wave with the other hand. But when it was raining, all I could do was just hold the sign and an umbrella. I couldn't even wave. I was blinking. They were getting butterfly kisses. They just didn't realize it because they couldn't see me because of all the rain. You guys know what I'm talking about, where you clench you have to clench your butt because, it was like, if you don't clench it, you might have a, ooh, uh-oh. It happens, just saying. Sounds like Edgar's diesel truck. Hey, it might have been. He might be in North Carolina working, and he might have been driving by and like, oh, I'm seeing double. Where did that crazy lady come from? Oh, we don't know. It could have been. He might have tried to take a double take and twisted his neck and almost wrecked the diesel. Is he working out of town? Is he running away from Katie again? I forgot about the donut. All right, guys. Well, we're down to the last about hour and a half before we're starting to pack up and head out. I'm sorry there wasn't more we could do out here today, but the weather didn't really cooperate. But we're here for the long haul, so we'll figure it out. We were out here in the rain. We knew when to get in the vehicles and kind of hunker down, and we're going to be ending the day with a bang. Yesterday was a good day. Very hot. It was miserable, but a good, rewarding day. Did a lot of great work, a lot of great activism.
Are they still having their event today?
Oh, sorry.
Are they still having their event today?
Yeah, we've got we're almost done here. Are you talking about the event downtown?
Yeah, the Slice of Summer.
Yeah, I don't know. It was raining, so it might have been rained out a little bit, but now that it's dry, I'm sure there's still...
Yeah, I saw a little bit of rain earlier, Paul, but my dad said, well, it ain't thunder.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad earlier, and he said, it's not raining now, it ain't thunder now. Go ahead and do it. And I just, well, probably is I didn't know. It said they're going to cancel at 7, but it stopped and then it kept sprinkling.
Yeah. Well, it's dry. I think it's going to be dry the rest of the day, and I think they're doing the same thing tomorrow too, aren't they? Yeah. So tomorrow will also be a good day, but their stuff should be going on there. That's why we're.
But they said about, was that thunder or was that something else?
There's some thunder coming from over there. Yes, thunder.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Take care. Okay. So we're down to about the last hour and a half. I just want to thank you all for coming here, learning about this case of Daniela Mendiola. Monday morning, I'm going to be doing a call to action. It's time to for our final ditch. If they don't want to, they're going to continue with this. We're going to make them, with this plea deal, we're going to make them feel it a little bit. I think it's time that we maybe do some calling of the courthouse, calling of the DA's office, calling the police department, doing what we do as activists, making them feel this. And that's what I think we're going to execute. I'll get some numbers, and they can be pissed off at me all they want, but I've got a family here brokenhearted and no justice. 5 years is no justice. That's a slap on the wrist. It's a slap on the wrist when you look at all the crap that he put on social media of all his crimes that he was doing before we got here. It's a slap on the wrist. He should be held accountable. He took a person's life. He left the scene of an accident. He returned with mommy and daddy in a different car, and he kicked a phone off of the roadway. He tampered with the entire scene. And Daniel, her father, truly believes he got out of his car and drug her across the road to that ditch. That's what he truly believes. Because he says he was out of the car for 40 seconds. You can do a lot in 40 seconds, but You know, I wasn't there. I don't know whether the guy got out of the car or not. All I know is we'll never know because law enforcement didn't do their damn job to find out. And that's the reality. And because of their their failure to properly investigate that case, it opened up this way where this guy can literally mow a woman down, go home, think about what he's going to do, think about what he's going to say, sober up, grab mommy and daddy, deep pockets and connections, right? And go back to the scene and schmooze your way out of it. When in America is that okay? When in America is that okay? He left the scene of an accident. He left her to die. She could have been saved, and that's where the problem is. She struggled. She was fighting. She fought. She fought 43 minutes. They got there literally as she's taking her last breath. If he would have done the right thing at that moment, she might not ever walk again. And she may have some pretty deep scars, but she would have had a fighting chance of actually being here. He stole that from her because he chose to drive off from that scene and leave her in the ditch to die. That is not okay. And that deserves more than 5 years. That deserves a lot more than 5 years. But it's all about who you know here in Alamance. It's all about who you know, and he knew the right people. Guys, I think I'm gonna go. We're gonna do some sign waving, and I don't want to leave you guys all down here by yourself, and I don't feel like dragging all the equipment all the way down there. And since we're on the last hour, I want to be standing in solidarity with the family, as you guys can imagine. So I just want to give you guys a big shout out and say thank you for coming and hanging out with me. You know, this is going to be what we're going to be doing tomorrow, as well as Monday. Monday afternoon, I'll be heading to PA. Hopefully getting some work done there. I'll give you guys the breakdown of that once I have an opportunity to take a breath and start planning that trip. I know I'm going, but I haven't planned, and if I don't have a plan, I'm not going. So there's that. So, all right, guys, so we'll see you soon. I will go live later tonight sometime just to give you guys an update. And we have other cases that we need to be also looking at. I find it interesting that Travis Decker's case is turning out the way that it turned out. If you guys don't know, they do officially believe that he is no longer with us, which is what I've been kind of feeling since the beginning of this case. So I'm interested in hearing. I really do believe he's within 2 to 5 miles of where they found the girls. I wish they would go back to Rock Island, and I wish they would, go that way. But I have different experiences than they have. I have Brian Laundrie, and Brian Laundrie was almost an identical situation, except instead of it being 3 children, it was his girlfriend. So, and he wasn't military, but he still had all the hallmarks of, but I didn't really think Brian Laundrie would have the kahunas to do that, but he did. It's just a different perspective and a different travels altogether. They're different scenario altogether, but still same. Environment-wise, terrain-wise, the details of the investigation, the type of people that were involved. Huh? Yeah, we'll move closer. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and break you guys down, and I'll see you guys later. I'm going to get on over where everybody else is. We were kind of here, and then I guess when the signs broke, they have to hold that sign up down there, so they got to all migrate down toward the end, and we're still here. So I want to go back and be with the family for the last hour, like I said. And we'll do a debriefing later today. I just am going to need to be rested. I got to get showered and stuff like that. But when I get back to the hotel room and I get a little bit of a break, then we'll go live and we'll kind of do a debriefing of everything that you guys didn't get to see or didn't get to hear. We're just learning a little bit more and talking about some of our other cases that we have with new updated information. Malaya, one thing you guys don't know is she is officially under criminal investigation. So they have taken her in for a second formal interview that I'm learning. And you find out that, and you see her out on the beach, it really does, it's enough to make you sick. I don't care what her friend Cheryl thinks. No, I think it's absolutely inappropriate to have two children missing, you not even help search for your children, but you have time to go to a flippin' beach. Cut it out. I don't even want to go there. It's frustrating. These people, I don't know what they're thinking. How they think they can justify this stuff. How is this okay? How is this okay? It's not. It's just not. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. God bless, and we'll see you soon.